Two, one.
Oh, here we are. Ben Fanning, take it away. Go on, mate. Take it away.
I don't think there's much to say after that introduction. I mean, you know what upgrading. The internet might need upgrading, but right about now, we're winning. I mean, look at that. Look at the headline. Jedi, the rebel. It is going off. People are dropping in. Paul's in the house. Julie. Matt Manis. It is all going on. Give us some love. Give us some likes. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Why Side puts out the link.
I do, yeah. I still haven't managed to figure that out.
In my other group. But yeah, why are you tuning in? Give us a score of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely rubbish, 10 being world class. What do you think of the introduction? What do you think? A lot of work's gone into that. Give us some feedback. In Belfast.
Oh, where's the comments?
Theresa all the way from Belfast. Happy days. What's the weather like in Belfast? Is it as rainy as Manchester? In fact, I've just finished my run. I've got a thing for running in the rain at the minute. A 10. Louise gives us a 10. Scott tuning in from York. Teresa's giving us a 10. That's nice, is. That's nice.
Yeah.
Dublin.
Sounds good.
I love Temple Bar. Although I've heard of Guinness is still commercial, although I thought it was like the A grade. Alison, Manchester, my hometown. I love the rain too. What's my lighting like? On a scale of, in fact, a little vote. Just put a B or a S. Simon, if he's got the better internet, and B, if I've got the better internet, because he used to kill me about internet for a long time. So, you know, not being biased, but gives a score on the old internet. There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to remove my name. I'm just going to have to forget that. So, I think I'm excited because Ben's got some content he wants to cover tonight. 8 or 9, always room to improve. Paul's in.
Nice.
Crew there. Ooh.
Nice. Sorting out my light. B, yeah. Thank you. I thought so. B, oh, there's loads of B's coming in. I think I won this battle, Si. I'm taking that one. Happy days.
Yeah. I think ultimately, though, just before we get going, I've had a shocker with internet tonight. That's why we're late. I've been kicked off my own calls, getting kicked out my own groups all night long. So let's hope. Ian Turnbull's in mastery. He is an absolute animal, just so you know, Ben. You might not have met him yet. Cool
Nice.
bloke. Everyone's saying you got the best internet. You know what, guys? Fuck it about it. I'm going.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. So, good folks, Lockdown Live. Tonight's topic, Ben, what is it? Because we're going to be half an hour. What is it?
Yeah, I don't even know what to call it. I'm going to share some wins, and then people, at the end of it, maybe we come up with a name around a certain topic. But I was actually going to start today's lockdown with a little bit of fun. I was going to bring a family member on and bring him in now, my old family member. Yeah, I've had him for years, you know. He's a bit of a nuisance.
I can see you, right? He looks like you.
You see, mate, he had a better hair transplant, like, you know. I've scared people for years. I will stand in people's gardens with this on, with a full boiler suit on. Like, you know, the scary thing for me is things can come running at me and all that type of stuff. They can come jumping out of wardrobes. But if someone stands there just looking, not moving, like this, I'm gone. I'm out of there. That's what I tend to do, just pop up at someone's window. So
go on, Ben, fire away. Has everyone liked this video? That's the key. Hit the like button, say hello. Come on, engage. I just want to say something just before Ben starts with a topic. I had this real cool thing today. I've had this brilliant idea. I want to share this. Because I run a lot of videos, I run a lot of stuff for Unbreakable, I get a lot of shit. No shit, I get a lot of shit, right? People commenting in, you're full of shit, you're this, you're that. In my inbox, I get that, you're a wanker. I'm like, why? I don't even say anything offensive. I'm pretty nice. But what I've started doing when that happens on a live video, I've started inviting people on to the video. This is my new thing. Not to be horrible, but like, I'm like, you know what? Come on. Yeah, I said, get you. Come on live. It's fine. Come on live. You know, you can explain why you think that is like. And people don't really. Now, I'm not doing it to be like a knob, but I've had this great idea. Wouldn't it be nice? Because I think in our industry, right, and everyone watching might agree, people talk, but then if someone says something back, they're a hater or they're a hater, they're this. It's like, nah, they're not. They're just fucking throwing out some comments. But if you could come back on, if they could come on like this and say, you know what, I think you're full of shit, I'd be like, why? And they might say, oh, because, you know, this, and this. But that's interesting. Fair play. But have you ever looked at it this way? And I would love to have that little interaction. And then I thought, wouldn't it be great? Sorry, everyone, just talking to Ben here. Is if not only if I did more of that, because I think that'd be really interesting. I wouldn't belittle anyone. I'd have a proper debate with them because that is my arena, right? You know, our industry, again, they're really obsessed on becoming gladiators and battlers and getting into the sort of, I'm a warrior. It's like, well, my ring technically now is this. And I will engage anyone on these topics. If you want to engage me on the topic of the brain or mind or emotions, or yeah, come on, that's my arena. I'll engage you. I'll have a little back and forth with you because that's what I'm here to do, not just fucking preach. So I thought I'm going to start doing more of that. And the second thing I'm going to start doing more of is getting people who just follow us on. Randomers. You guys on here right now, if ever you're on a video and you say, "Sorry, that's amazing," I say, "Do you want to come on live?" Yeah, all right. I'm just going to get you on live and we can go back and forth and have a bit of a laugh with it. I think that's going to be what I do in the next few weeks. So if you're a bit of a hater, be prepared to actually say something constructive and I'll listen. If you're somebody who loves what we do, be prepared to jump on. And we'll have a little chat and a laugh. I think that would be cool. But anyway, I just put that out there.
No, I love that. I'm going to touch on that as well because it was funny enough. We was talking about this the other day to my old man, and he was saying, you know, the days of there's no consequence of people's actions online. You can just say what you want and go behind your keyboard, and that's half of it, right? The other thing is, I think was it Ian said, you know, we touch on people's nerves because we speak with such certainty and truth that the only way to come at us is offensive, and you know, we deal with that professionally because it ain't going to offend us that, you know, people's opinion about what we do, positive or negative, is none of our business. And really, in all fairness, it's irrelevant to us. But when you challenge that, there's a real problem right now going across social media as we see that people can't have a challenging debate, an open discussion, agree to disagree, right? And I'll have it with anyone. And actually, if they're wrong, actually try and understand the point where they're coming from. Always have a place of empathy. I'm not going to be passive. I'm not going to be rolled over. I'll stand for what I believe in. I've got morals and values that I'll absolutely stand by and dig my heels in if I have to. But some people haven't got that. They've not even got their own values. They've not got morals, respect for themselves. How can you have respect for anybody else? And it's a shame that we see this in society, but we can't deny it. You know, this world ain't about sunshine and unicorns and rainbows. There is pieces of shit that live out there. So, you know, and I come, you know, from an experience that I've witnessed that firsthand. You know, the world's talking about corruption now like it's never happened. I've seen it all my life, but I've also seen the people where they're talking about corruption risk their life. So it's a double-edged sword. You know, in every industry, there's always people that are full of shit and are full of wisdom. We was talking about this the other day, me and Sai. In fact, Sai brought this to light to me. And do you know what the difference between is a Jedi and a Sith is? Is that the best way to put it, right? You know the difference?
Yeah, go on.
One seeks wisdom, one seeks power. One seeks power and, I would say, greed.
Yeah. That was a quote in Star Wars.
Yeah,
you know, I love it in Star Wars.
Oh, because it really wraps this up.
Well, I sent you a message, and I was saying, look, the difference is between a Jedi and a Sith. Now, it's only made up, but I liked it. It was, you know, a Jedi seeks wisdom, a Sith seeks power, and that's the difference. And I think I'm always happy to take constructive criticism and feedback. We encourage it in our groups. We encourage people. We're always surveying what could be better, what could improve, what would you like. And you can't take every comment because sometimes people just have a personal preference. But if if I think it's got benefit, I'll add it in. I'm a student of coaching. You know, I just want to get better. Yeah, coaching and training. So if people using our stuff say it could be better, you know, if I think it's going to help get a better experience, and if I think it's going to help improve the results, because we're results based, then I will listen to that. If I'm not too big, my ego is not too big that I cannot put into practice things that will improve our program just because it wasn't my idea. Well, it's not my idea, so it's okay. And one of the favorite quotes I have is, "Don't read everything you believe." Nice. And don't believe everything you read. Like, don't believe everything you read.
What was that?
Sorry, don't believe everything you read. So don't take everything you read as fact. People do that online all the time. Don't take everything me or Ben say as fact. Like, go and put it into practice and see if it's useful for you. Don't take it as fact. You don't have to question us, but go question it, But then don't just read everything you believe, which is like, don't just stay so narrow-minded that all we do is study the things we believe. I think it's good to study the things we don't believe. I think it's good to understand people that maybe we don't like. I think that's good. I think it's good to understand the things we don't like in the world, to put ourselves in their shoes, not to make it okay, but just to understand. When you understand your enemy, so to speak, it's easier.
Yeah, massively. Keep your friends closer, or keep your enemies closer. But it's crazy because I don't really get this shit online. And I don't know what it is. Maybe I just put that out there. But I don't really advertise like Si, but I haven't had it yet. I know it will come one day, and I'm open to it. In fact, I know when we're doing the right thing, if we get that level of resistance, I mean, if we're not going to have conflicts in expansion and growth, then I don't think we're doing it right. So, yeah, that's a great point. And I would love to bring people on for a challenging debate. Because if what we're saying is wrong, look after yourself, have a level of self-care, have a level of respect, train emotion, train the mind, have aspirations, create a better life for yourself. Have these tools in this modern day, which is the only thing that hasn't upgraded in the last 100 years, to live a life rich, not just financially, but rich in health, rich in experience, rich in emotion, the whole 9 yards. And if that's wrong, that's where I just draw the line, because I'm like, look, here's how it is. We ain't got nothing in common. Your opinion is irrelevant to me. It's irrelevant. Like, I could be irrelevant to yours. Go that way. I'm going this way. Cool. If you keep digging and pointing and prodding, that's going to be a different story, And that's the value I live by. That what I say is from my heart, and so does Si. The values and the things that we put out there is something that we've practiced and transformed our own life. And Si says this great, We're not living in a knowledge era. Knowledge is everywhere. There's a load of surface-based information. Everyone's got something to say. But can you go a level of deeper understanding? Do you want to play? And then that's the realms that we play, because we're right on the cuff of this. We're right on the cuff because we challenge the status quo. We challenge it. Not in conflict.
There's a lot of comments on this, actually. A lot of people saying some real cool stuff. Jenny J's like talking about evolving. Julie says, my name's gone. It's not. It's in blue. Sonia said, that's how we learn. Expand our mind. Being objective. I think that's wonderfully well put. Martin's put, opinions over experience is what keeps us stuck. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Tom Donaldson's in the house. He's got a wonderful moustache right now, which is amazing.
Yes.
I'm not sure what Rose is on about there, to be fair. Unfortunately, people on social media throw her due to themselves. I'm not quite. I think you've got a bit of a typo there.
There's been celebrities, without naming any, take their own life for people's opinions that really should be irrelevant. People who don't even know, right? I mean, it's serious. This ain't just like some online bullying. People actually are affected by this.
Yeah, I think so. Not that we were going to talk about this tonight, but I think who here sometimes does feel affected by other people's opinions and a bit, because it is a skill. I always say you can't remove bullies from life, but you can try and remove our victim mentalities, And I don't mean like it's the victim's fault. Don't see that. What I'm saying is there's always people out there who are going to bully and do stuff. But what we can do is make people who are targeted that stronger and less able to be bullied, especially in this era. Yeah,
well,
I think
crazy, right? Use Unbreakable's analogy. We've got, growing up, kids are getting bullied. What was the go-to thing back in the day? Let's take your martial art classes. Well, now we've got an online emotional warfare. No one's got the tactical training to deal with that shit. I'm not saying no one, generalizing, but we have. Why? Because we practice this. We're always practicing. We're always at a level of training. We're always ready for a world title fight, so to say.
Yeah, there's some cool comments. Annette Knights put a wonderful comment, actually. Usually what people hate about you is what they feel they lack in themselves. Yeah, a bit of shadow work there, Annette. Have you ever done any of that? That's what that is. We do a fair bit of that in our groups. Weird kind of compliment. Yeah, ignore the clowns. That's Ian. He knows the deal. Can't believe you get shit off people. Yeah, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't bother me. I tell you when it bothers me, when I'm tired.
Oh.
If I'm tired, that's when I'm like, you're annoying me now. You know, but I use that as a warning sign that I am not taking care of myself well enough.
That's great. So, that's a great insight. You can relate to that. The more tired we are, the level less resistance we can be, right? That we lose our shit a little bit quicker. This is why, you know, fundamentally, we're always talking about taking care of your energy, right? Investing in them accounts.
Yeah. It is, I think. It bothers me when I'm tired. I end up in other people's business when I'm tired. I take things personally if I'm tired. I'm not superhuman. I'm like everyone else. Yeah. I was saying this to our academy the other day, not to talk about us. We make this applicable for you guys in a bit. But I was saying the nature of my job is people generally don't message you to say, hey, you've changed my life. They message you because there's a problem. So you imagine you got a couple hundred people. There's a fair few people messaging you each day who've got a problem, and that's part of the job. I don't mind that at all. But sometimes when you're always getting that, and you know, you've got to look after yourself. Like that's where the biggest lesson you can have is you've got to prioritize your well-being to help other people. When I'm tired, when I don't look after myself, I can feel myself getting a bit annoyed by comments, by things. And that's a sign for me. So I need to get back in my own lane and look after myself.
Nice.
You know, you've got to look after yourself to help people. God, that's the key. That is the key. Right, Ben. Ben has an incredible topic tonight that we're going to plug in. It's going to be 15 minutes, right? Max, because I want to go to bed. But, sorry, Ben. But we have got a 7-day challenge starting tomorrow. I say we because Ben does it with me. And I tell you something. I say this every can't pour from an empty teapot. Good analogy, Esther. One of the unbreakable crew there. If you like our stuff, if you like my posts, if you follow Ben, if you like his stuff, it is free. It is probably 10 days long, not 7. 10 days, this doesn't sound so cool. We teach skills that we talk about. This is entertaining. This is infotainment. Have a bit of a laugh, talk about a topic. Great. Same as my lives. I don't want to infotain people into the same position they're in. The 7 days is there to give you skills, tactics, to get the best out of your mind. You may be like, I'm struggling. This will help. You may be like, hey, I'm just really into mindset. I want to get the best out of myself. I'm someone who really wants to crack on. This will help. All you need is to drop us a message. Me or Ben. I think the hashtag works still on these videos. The symbol #7 will send you the details. But trust me, you won't regret it. It is brilliant. That's personally, we've run 500. I don't know how many people we've had through so far this year. Done about 6. What's that? 1,200 people.
1,200 people, yeah. Another 300 coming through. Now, I just need to touch on something with this as well, because Simon not that he didn't want to put this on, but it takes a lot of effort, a level of effort. And I hate using the word free, because I believe people this day and age just devalue the word free, and it's not free from us. In fact, it costs us money. It's priceless. And this isn't about anything else but impact. And the reason why we speeded this along was a couple of things out of our control. Another lockdown coming, Christmas coming up, stress is through the roof, panic is through the roof, worry, fear is through the roof. We're sitting on the sidelines knowing how detrimental that is to people, to communities, to societies, to families. Like, we need to do more. And it's also, when you say something compelling out of the heart, that's the only way you can describe it. The more we do, the less we think we're doing. Like, it's like the sand coming between your hands while there's water there. So it's not a one-man job, this. It's not a two-man job. It's a community thing. And we're asking you to go out there and share it to your community, because out in your community, you are an influence too. People will see the changes that you've made. Turning up here, you're a certain caliber of person to invest your time and energy into something like this, which we hope you get, excellent value from, else you wouldn't be here. But the part of that is a responsibility. It's a connection. a human connection and a connection. And with that connection, it's very relevant. You win, they win, we win, the universe wins. We usually max out 200 to 300 in, and numbers are filling up. We've just said we'll lift the cap off it. We'll bring them in, because who are we to shut the gates at anybody? Because that one person might impact a lot of people. I just feel right now, more than anything you'll get on that day, for me, the technique, the heart breathing that you'll get technique that Simon puts you through is invaluable. But that sense of community right now is more important. And that's really what I stuck on what Simon's saying on that this evening before getting to this. That's probably my 15 minutes gone in there.
Ben's used 4 of his 15 minutes up promoting the 7-day challenge.
Let's change the tone. So anyway, cool. You get the gist, right? We're in it for the right reasons. So I don't know if you've realised yet, but I'm always about a crazy banter. I absolutely love fun. Yeah, I am absolutely the biggest kid most people know. I'm not saying that out to blow smoke up my ass. I just haven't grown up yet. Yeah, for real. But as a family man, as a dad, I'm always leading the way. So it always comes, I mean, I work hard, I play hard, and we have fun. So when it's time to have fun, I'm at no expense. We're in. Yeah, and the kids know it, right? So this week comes, it's been half term. It's probably for everyone else that's a parent. And it comes to Tuesday, and the weather takes a turn for the worse, right? In Manchester, it was like a bleeding hurricane was going off. But we're all about them elements. So that's it. I'm phoning up my brother. We're like, we're off. We're getting into the woods. Get on your stuff. Get your wellies on. Get your coats on. We're going. So anyway, we pull up. We get in the car park, and we're like, look, do you want to do the big walk or the small walk? So we goes, we'll go on a big walk. Well, knowing us, the big walk means we're finding our own path. So we'll go and try to go up little hills and mountains. I won't say mountains, little hills. Obviously, because it's raining, muddy.
Mountains in the middle of Manchester.
The no Malvern hills, but the little Malvern mountains, but the little hills. So we're feeding the ducks, all that stuff, going crazy, hiding, and some kids are falling over, end up full of mud. They're crying. Is mud where mud shouldn't be? And I'm parts of the day, I'm absolutely ecstatic. I'm laughing, howling, belly laughing. My wife's trying to get up an hill. She's got wellies on. She's sliding down. I'm dragging onto Amara. She's crying her eyes out. There's twigs flying. It's all going off, right? And it was a great day. And on top of that, we're in nature. It's autumn. The elements, the colours, the contrast. I mean, it's beautiful. And when you can appreciate that in the now, it's a skill. So anyway, I come back from that day, and we're reflecting on it. I'm like, what a great day we have. And we have these all the time, but it's something different about this day. Because I'm looking at it through my journaling and stuff like that, and I'm like, what were the lessons today, right? And the first lesson is, humans are so connected to nature. We live in a concrete jungle 24/7, and as much as luxury as it is, it's not our natural habitat. And being around nature, we talk about the physical body, we talk about it a lot, we talk about the mind, meditation, journaling, practicing these tools that we teach you in Unbreakable, hydrating, quality sleep, quality food, moving the body, investing in those accounts. But to really invest in the soul, in the heart, nature has its process. Nature has its connection. You get energized from that. Si was talking the other week about his brainwaves going through the roof, walking through nature. Just the being in the elements and the connection with that. The sun is what charges the earth and the plants, and it's obviously what charges us. I don't know where that went wrong. I don't know where we forgot about that. I don't know. It's not just about going out and having a good time and it's nice to walk around nature. It should be fundamental part of our daily habit to get amongst this, right? And Mother Nature is called Mother Nature because it's the mother to us. And that's my view. That's my opinion. The second lesson was this, right? Looking at how the kids were that day, and we had this sense of adventure. They were leading the party. They wanted to go up hills. They didn't want to go down a normal path. They wanted to get in the mix, in the bushes, in the trees, go different ways, find different routes, go to that exploring instinct that they had. And I was reflecting on that, and I thought, man, we all have an inner child. Where did we lose that shit? And I know it's been conditioned out of us. We could probably do a whole live on that, but Where did we lose the inner child? Where to be afraid to be kid-like? Because a kid is fearless, especially up to 7, 8 years old. You know, like there's such a ball of energy. There's such a creative tool. They have no real bad habits. They're not exposed to the bullshit. They're just pure energy, pure life, and they work on pure instincts. And I'm grateful that I have that kid inside of me, and I'm grateful I practice it every day. And just while we're here on that part, I'll ask you a question. When was the last time you was kid-like? You know, when was the last time you was around Mother Nature? When was the last time you took that shit seriously? And the last lesson, because I know Simon's itching to say something here, was...
No, I'm listening, man.
I know we're both trying. I know I'm like him. When he's going, I'm like, I'm ready to go. But the other thing was, the emotions like fun, joy, happiness, enthusiasm, excitement, optimistic, you know, being creative. These are super vitamins to the soul. Super vitamins. And it's that trifecta that we always talk about: spiritual, mental, and physical. And exercising those emotions is a huge part of our health. A huge part. Not just the physical and the mental side, but those emotions, those high performance emotions in our heart, in the present now, that we all have access to. We all have access to. So when I was summing this up, I was like, look, life is the biggest adventure we're ever going to have. And it's not meant to just be existed. It's meant to be lived. And the core of that is the emotion. And if you ain't exercising those 3 elements, you know, being in nature, being the inner child, you know, the fearless, downloadable, exciting, optimistic child, and have them emotions, at least, you know, an interval through the day in your heart, then you're unhealthy. And right now, in this predicament that we're in now, you're vulnerable. Vulnerable. And the only person that can access that is ourselves. Period. You know, that's a message. Not only that I hope you like taking inspiration, but like take it to your heart. Because if to be what you most value in your world, you must feel what you most value in the world.
Definitely. Guys, what did you just hear Ben say? I just enjoyed listening. I was smiling, thinking, I'm not going to stop the train. I'm not going to stop Ben doing this. I think there's lots you can add, but ultimately, what did you just hear? It's kind of like what we spoke about last week, in the sense of when we were talking about when was the last time you got out of your head? Well, you know, do some stuff that gets you out of your head. And that is a lot of rich environments for people.
Yeah.
You know, getting out, you know, nature is a great thing to get out. You know, I understand if you live in a big city, that might be hard to get out in nature. You know, it's easy for me where I live. Just walk out my door, you know, onto the lane. But sometimes it's difficult for people. But I mean, what can you do? You can get out in parks. There's green spaces, lots of different places. I think it's well worth. It's well worth getting outside, isn't it? Getting out and doing something. That's crucial. What are you hearing you say? You've got to feel it to own it. What? Yeah, nice. Yeah, we need to live. And it comes down to deciding what's important for us. This is the crucial thing that we talk about a huge amount in our system, right? We changed something in our Unbreakable system, which was we used to do these giving and receiving points. So you did something for someone, you did something for yourself. But I was like, you know, that doesn't sit with me anymore. Doing something for someone, doing something for yourself. So we changed it to like the giving was, have you given what you most value to the world today? That sounds a bit profound. But, you know, what do you value? What qualities? Or you might say, I value freedom. I value happiness. What did you go and try and do your best to bring that to your day? Did you try and do your best to bring that to the world? Because if you do, you'll feel good for it. I know you don't have to be always bringing happiness, but did you try and bring a bit more happiness to your day? Did you try and bring a bit more happiness to your environments? How can you uplift your environment? How can you uplift the spaces you walk in? And we changed our whole system around that. It was like a judgment call. At the end of the day, did you do your best to be what you most value? Because there's nothing more liberating, I don't think, than being true to the values we have. And a huge amount of feedback that we don't, a huge amount of the emotional feedback we get, which is unhappiness and sadness, usually, if you look at it in our lives, comes from not being who we want to be, not being who we know we can be.
Powerful.
That's why the first point of any change is to decide who. It's not what. It's not what change you want to make. It's who do I want to be? Because that's why we want anything, right? The job, the person. It's the way we think having it's going to make us feel, who we're going to be for having it, experiencing it. That's why the number one thing is, who do I want to be? Not what, who. And second, like, how can you go and give a bit of that, to your day? And at the end of the day, if I can tick the box and say I tried to give my best self to the people around me, then I know I've probably done something today. But if I don't, if I look and go, actually, I wasn't really who I wanted to be today, I didn't try and bring it, and that's not such a good day for me, personally. You know what I'm saying?
Sure do, homie.
That being said, I think that's a wonderful topic. And I would love to know, a few people have commented, and the beauty of it costs nothing. Yeah, no, be the change you want to see in the world kind of thing, yeah. I'm happy when others happy. Kindness breeds kindness. You guys uplift my environment. Thank you very much. Some presents, going out on a good walk with the dogs. Yeah. Nice. Super vitamins for the soul. I grew up on a farm. I loved it. Yep. Couldn't agree more. I went in the woods the other day with my daughter looking for conkers. Within 5 minutes, I slipped down a muddy hill and ended up with mud all over me. It was great. I've got to tell this story before I get out of here. Right? I told my best friend this. This is quite funny, but I just had to smile. I was walking by me down this old lane. I don't know why I'm doing that. And it was funny. And it was that day, it was smashing it. And it was muddy and really potholy. It's like you only drive up there to go to a house. It's not like a road. And I'm walking with Milo, and there's this car, I think it was like a Corsa or something, coming the other way. And it was like rallying. It was smashing it around these things in the puddles, boom, boom. And you could see them pissing about, right?
Nice.
So as a young lad, you aren't going to hurt anyone because, there's no one there. And he's getting closer and closer. And I pulled Milo to the side because Milo's thick. I thought, and I pulled Milo to the side here, right? Sit him down. And I could see this lad come in. And I thought, he's going to slow down. He's seen me like. He was like some kind of Colin McRae.
Oh,
he smashed it into this big puddle next to me. And it just went all over me, all over the dog. And he just carried on tanking down the lane. And I got to be honest, mate, it just made me fucking howl. I was like, hey, I wasn't even angry. I was just like, that kid's living the dream right there.
You didn't even know to this day that he gave you a full-blown drenching, does it?
Mate, he knew. I don't care what. He knew. He just carried on. He probably laughing his head off. But honestly, mate, I just looked at it and thought, I was covered. Milo was covered. You think, oh, fucking whatever.
Mate, I'm on seeing Colin McRae because I used to do that as a young guy. Just have a thing for just drenching people at bus stops. I'd probably say sorry to him now, but them days I used to find it hilarious. But that's the type of fun I'm about. That's the stuff that we need in our hearts. Don't go splashing everyone. That's what I'm not saying.
But do you think we'd have more fun if we stopped taking ourselves so seriously?
Oh man, that was my last bit. That was my last bit to the lesson. No, I'm glad you said it because I forgot. That was it. This was a serious part. No, this was the part I was saying. Shit, we take life way too serious.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't take it serious. It's things that are serious in life. But outside of that, like, do the things we got to do and get them ticked off. But from there, as soon as we go to this kid-like person, we talk about perception. We talk about the filters. We talk about the lens in Unbreakable a lot, how to train a better lens, because angry people only see angry shit. All right? And I know the contrast. I was that person who was 17 stone. I'm overweight. I'm angry. I'm acidic. I'm just victim mentality, pissed off at the world. Everyone's to blame. What do you think's in my world? Yeah. Then, 10 years later, I'm in the woods watching my kids, absolutely heart open, watching these guys have fun, leaves dropping, being so present. that's not taking life serious. When you take that away, you're there. It's like, this is it. Like, nothing else matters. These seconds that count. And when you fine tune life into that, well,
the thing is, it wraps right into where we started.
True.
People get upset online because sometimes we take ourselves too seriously. I used to like bringing up all the comments people made about me, like on probably post them and be like, fucking comment of the week, testimonial of the week. I would go on my phone, but I've had some bangers lately. I should do, and I read them to my mate, and my mate said, mate, you need to do a video of you reading that out in that voice, because he said it'd be hilarious. But sometimes, I have people just messaging me like, you are the devil. You are the devil. All you need to do is stop eating contaminated meat and feeding your soul with the devil's and I was like, fucking hell. Like,
remember Waterboy? That's the devil. That is the devil.
What did I do? I just popped up on your video saying, if you feel anxious or something, you can breathe. And it's like, you are I'm gonna have to post it. It was like, you need Jesus almost. And I was like, it was about that long. I get them all the time. Like I'm this terrible person. And now if you take yourself quite seriously, I mean, it's like, oh my God. But sometimes you're like, wow, it is what it is. But I get some funny messages, mate. I'm going to post them up.
Yeah, we'll do that voice. Like, maybe we do a live in it. Let's just rattle them off. Or I'll read them to you, and then you read one, and we'll just like play tennis with them in some crazy voices. Let's get some fun. Let's have like a fun show once a month. Yeah, that sounds good. We'll do that. Do something like that.
I'll have to read them out. Like some of them, I don't know what I wish I had my phone, but it's flat. Or I would read you the whole messages because they are. I'm going to do a video next Lockdown Live. I'm just going to read out the best insults. Some of the insults are incredible. One bloke, I always remember he kept saying, "You are a Poundland Tony Robbins."
Is that what he said? Man, I don't think that's offensive. I think that's kind of nice of him.
What ice have I had lately? I just love him. Like, it's amazing. Oh, I'm going to read him out next week.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Poundland Tony Robbins. That's what we should put on the next thing. We have got the 7-day calls from the Rebel and the Poundland Tony Robbins. Who's in?
Yeah. Mate, I wish I had my phone because I would read them out. But they are some people are so ingenious as well. Some people are really funny.
Oh, that worked.
Hey, mate, the best comment I've ever had, right? I've got to tell you this before we go. I know we're fucking about now. But some bloke said, I don't know why this is when I had my big beard. What are you listening to this bloke for? Can't even sort his own life out Put his head on upside down this morning.
Oh, shit.
Put his head on upside down.
Yeah, mate. And you look, mate. I know you look at their profiles and go, jeez, really?
No, I sent it to my brothers and that, and they were like, that's fucking hilarious. I don't know why you're listening to this bloke. He put his head on upside down this morning.
Mate, legend, mate. Legend. Let's expose these things.
I have not laughed so much in my life. And then I shaved my the ironic thing I was going to shave my beard off before that. I couldn't shave my beard off. That's the reason I grew my beard, because I thought, I can't shave my beard off now.
Oh, I'll put you in check.
Yeah. So I had to keep the beard for a while.
Savage.
That being said, folks, we're out of here, aren't we, Ben? I think we've had...
Yeah, we're out. Listen, look, that's what I'm saying about fun. Look at the energy. We can feel it. Si feels it. I feel it. I hope you all feel it. You go away, you have a better sleep tonight. Tomorrow's a better day. But back to business. 7-day challenge. Ready to rock and roll. A lot of time and effort into it. It does start tomorrow. It's a bonus training. Well, it's just a bonus introduction, whatever you want to call it. And then we deep dive into it from it's Sunday, Si? Yeah, the 1st. So I always ask this question: who do you know that could possibly need what we do? Just one person, and that can make a massive difference. Honestly, guys, we love and appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll be here this time next week. Simon might sort his internet out and put his head on the right way around. Who knows? But it's been a blast.
Problem. Maybe I need to turn my head around.
You know what I mean?
That could be it. Yeah, but There is a lot of value in this session. Seriously, what Ben's saying about getting out in nature, getting outside, doing that, having a laugh, and stop taking ourselves so seriously. I mean, we're going now, but if you look, they would say the closer to the equator you get, the more relaxed the individual is, the more kind of relaxed, and the more, even in our language, even in our bodies, you know, the way we speak and hug, as we get closer to our societies, we're very rigid.
Yeah.
Very rigid. We talk very rigid. We are very rigid. Everything's very serious. Take it, stiff upper lip. The closer you get to the equator, they say, the more relaxed and the more joyful the language, the more joyful the body language.
Oh, I love that.
It's a case of that as well. We all need to
Move to lava.
the tension we're carrying around with us and ease up a little bit. Kieran O'Sullivan, you need to message me, my friend. I need to speak to you in a good way. It sounded threatening. Speak to me. Until then, folks, it's been a blast. We've got a wonderful little image to pop up for anyone who needs. Have we? Have we not? You might not. No, we haven't. I haven't put it up here. Until then, go steady and see you on the other side.